What if I told you there's a simple success system, one that's over 50 years old, that could hold the key to unlocking basically everything you want in life? Well, that's the promise from a timeless 1969 classic by Raymond Hull called How to Get What You Want. And today, we're going to break it all down.
Everything starts with this one sentence. It just taps right into that universal feeling we all have, right? That feeling that there's something more out there for us. And Hull's claim is pretty bold. He says that feeling isn't just a wish, it's a goal you can actually achieve. And he lays out a really specific, practical way to get there.
All right, Section 1, the promise of transformation. Before we get into the how-to, let's tackle the big question. Does this stuff actually work? I think the best answer comes from the author's own life. And believe me, his transformation was nothing short of incredible.
I mean, just look at these results. In only 3 years, Hull went from being a shy, anxious, unhealthy dishwasher making just $23 a week to becoming a successful author, a confident public speaker, and a physically strong and healthy person. This wasn't just some small improvement. It was a complete reinvention of his entire life.
Okay, so how on earth did he do it? It all starts with step 1, the absolute foundation of the whole system. You have got to define with total clarity exactly what it is you want. Seriously, if you don't do this, nothing else is going to work.
Hull argues that, most of us just kind of drift through life. We have these vague wishes floating around, but no clear destination. We almost never stop to ask ourselves this question and answer it with real, brutal honesty. But according to him, this is exactly where the real work has to begin.
And that leads us to the very first exercise, making your secret list. You're going to write down 10 specific things you want. So not wealth, but an income of $30,000 a year. Not just to be happy, but maybe a friendly, supportive relationship with my coworkers. And here's the kicker, the most important rule. This list is for your eyes only. That secrecy, it's a critical part of the whole system. And we're about to see why.
So, once you know what you want, we're on to step 2, directing your mind. This is all about programming your brain to go get it. It's how you turn that simple written list into a powerful mental blueprint that your subconscious can actually start building from.
Hull built his whole system on this kind of timeless wisdom, like this ancient proverb. He really believed that our lives are just a direct reflection of our most dominant thoughts. So if you want to change your life, you have to change your thinking first. And you have to do it on purpose, with total control.
And here's the key idea. Think of your subconscious mind like a master builder. It can build anything you want, but it can't work from a blurry, fuzzy sketch. It needs an exact blueprint. A new home is a sketch, but a detailed description of its location, the number of rooms, the color of the walls, how the floors feel under your feet, that is a blueprint.
So, how do you build that blueprint? Hull gives us this simple 3-part daily routine. First, you read a super detailed description of your number 1 goal 3 times a day. Then, you think about it. In those odd moments, you just imagine you already have it. Feel that satisfaction. And finally, you rewrite it every single day, constantly making it sharper, more vivid, and more real in your mind.
All right, you've defined your goal, you're programming your mind. Now for step 3, and this might be the most counterintuitive part of this whole thing, and it's the reason for that secret list. You have to guard your words.
So why all the secrecy? Well, Hull says it protects you from ridicule, from negative people, and even from well-meaning but bad advice. But here's the biggest reason. He argues that talking about your plan actually bleeds off what he calls psychic steam, the creative energy you need to make it happen. So keeping quiet isn't about being paranoid. It's a strategy to conserve your power.
And this goes way beyond just keeping secrets. It's about the very words you use, even when you're just talking to yourself. This idea of constructive speech means your words stop just describing your reality, and they start creating it. Every single sentence you say is either building your future up or tearing it down.
Let's just look at the difference here. Saying I'm trying to lose weight actually programs your mind for struggle, for doubt. But if you say I am easily reaching my ideal weight, you're programming it for success. It's such a small shift, but it has a massive impact. I mean, which message do you want to be sending your subconscious?
Okay, let's bring it all together. Define your desire, direct your mind, and guard your words. Hull uses one last, really powerful metaphor to show you the potential you're now holding in your hands.
And this quote, right here, is the heart of the entire system. Your small, daily efforts, that secret list, the mental exercises, being careful with your words, they might feel like just an ounce of metal. But when they're shaped correctly by this framework, they become the key. A key that can swing open a massive 10-ton door in your life.
So, here's the big takeaway. Your deepest desires aren't just pipe dreams. They're absolutely achievable. The price you have to pay isn't burnout or some superhuman effort. It's just a small daily investment of focused thought. And this simple 3-step framework, well, that is your key. So now you have the framework. You understand the principles that literally turned a dishwasher into a successful, thriving author. The only question left is, what door will you open first?